This is Beaglesaurus by NoirIblis. Chapter 5. Chapter 8. Coda's Counterattack. President Jaleel White sat at his office, squeezing his eyes angrily at his desk, both hands splayed out as he gasped angrily. "What do you mean, Chile has been outlawed? I'm the president." Vice President McElroy shrugged noncommittally and made a curly whooping noise, dashing out of the Oval Office like a crab, fingers clacking like crimson pincers. Speaker of the House Aaron Hansen peeked his head in and waggled his eyebrows at the president. "I figured out what to do now, sir. It's very simple." He skulked in like a freak and started dancing on top of the president's desk. "I figured it out. How we kill Beaglesaurus and ruin everything forever. Firstly, we need to outlaw instant grits that come in packages. People only get to buy the tub, and no one likes that." President White clapped his hands on Speaker Hansen's legs. "But he's at least 5 kinds of immortal, and his alliance with the meme kingdom is unknowable, even reducing Congress to my 4 kooky roommates and expanding my cabinet to be full of only the hugest wizards has yielded nothing, and it's doing shit for the Department of Agriculture. I think they got rid of lettuce, too." Outside, Beaglesaurus was grinding sick rails alongside the entirety of the White House fence, which was technically legal. He defiantly bit into a head of lettuce. Vice President McElroy saw him from the East Wing and shook his head. "Forrester will not stand for this." Beaglesaurus ollied off and ran directly into Vice President McElroy's voluminous wig, having crashed through the window. Coda would finally be avenged. The war would finally be over. He didn't know she was still alive after the accident in Bogota, that she was on fire, on purpose. And that was his big weakness that he was super hoping that no one would ever find out about, especially the evil government, as he had taken to calling the abnormal new government in power. Vice President McElroy started jabbering in a fury as his jowls jostled and japed. He started moving into his unstoppable wrath as he grabbed Beaglesaurus by the legs and unleashed a giant swing, tossing him into the East Wing hallway. The Blue Room collapsed to pieces. 14 wizards, including the Secretary of the Interior, were crushed. Vice President McElroy, on the other hand, was floating on a cloud in his office. Not only was his mastery of the vape his most deadly ability, his ring of chortles officially made him the strongest man in the Washington, D.C. greater metropolitan area, awarded to him by Forbes magazine in a televised ass-kissing contest. It makes no matter. Even if he defeats Brother Juice, he cannot defeat I. He will never find out the true secret of the ooze. Beaglesaurus crashed through the wall as Speaker Hansen accidentally mowed down the entirety of Congress while they were waiting for pizza rolls. "God damn it, Senator Ross," he barked in a fury as his chain gun connected to the last remaining senator. He reloaded another comically large pile of bullets into the gun and pressed it against Beaglesaurus's hot, sick, nasty tail. "I'm gonna fucking pee," he whispered into our hero's ear as he went to pull the trigger. However, gliding into the air like a glorious rainbow was Coda. "It's about time I showed up," she said, impatient with the amount of screen time she was getting. Vice President McElroy had been defeated by her when he ran into a lamppost outside and fell over. She smirked and started to shine a tiny light into Vice President McElroy's eyes. "Piss in my car," he grunted in anguish. "They fucking aced out Juice. Where the fuck is Travis?" he bellowed next as Vice President McElroy suddenly threw a rose through the table. He fell approximately 15 feet, breaking Vice President McElroy's desk, then standing up and smiling in a debonair manner. "You forgot that this floor is carpeted. You couldn't skateboard for your life, bitch," he asked softly, swirling his cape in circles. Beaglesaurus gave Coda a sly look, and she was just not having it as she gave him an icy, "what the fuck are you doing" look in return. Beaglesaurus lay on the thick rug and started to pull a plastic jar from his overcoat. "Guess that it's about time to make some cookies." Opening the red lid, Vice President McElroy pulled out his entire mustache and threw it at Vice President Travis. "You addle-pated shitbrain. He's going to do something fucking stupid. Stop trying to impress your superior wife with your tuxedo mask bullshit. Vice President Travis groaned out angrily and disappeared while spinning like Wonder Woman. Fuck you too, brother. And he was not seen again for the rest of this chapter, probably. While the brothers had argued, Beaglesaurus's plan was already in action, with peanut butter smeared into the shag carpet all along the door. Vice President McElroy recoiled in fear, his glasses shattering at something so cringeworthy. He was too frightened to scream, as he merely held up his shaking hand. Perhaps I was always the one who faked the funk of life on this nastiest dunk, and vaped out of his window, his confidence broken and his inner ear mildly disturbed. Approaching the Oval Office, President White pulled out a bleach sword that he had bought off a guy at a pawn shop and had sharpened. He waited patiently as Speaker Hansen flopped in, stuttering and shaking, his ears having been pulled off by Coda while he was busy trying not to be fucked up by the peanut butter fiasco. "Aw shit, dude, this is really getting me started," he said in an affected New York accent. He thought that he would now never obtain enough Mexican pesos to rescue Dan from his carbonite imprisonment within the Canadian Rockies. "I'll never know what Paris is like," he said as he dropped dead from embarrassment. President White shook his head and narrowed his eyes as he cut through the door, whispering into Beaglesaurus's techno-organic ear. "Oh, did I do that?"